Hi, this weekend we're going to take a look at the rest of the stratification of the black walnuts. We're going to take a look at them, which I have I showed in a previous video. But we're going to check out some of our winter cuttings here. We do have some greenery still left, so we want to check and see if they've rooted. There's a lot of dead in here. Obviously, I'm not the best at doing the cuttings. That's why I do an absolute ton of them to see what would happen, and I've done the best I can keeping it. I also wanted to retract something I said in my last video, which was on the other side of the barn is the north side. So you want to put your stuff on the north side because the sun comes from the south, from east to west. So that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to limit the amount of direct sunlight. So let's get into the box and find out if we got anything rooting. All right, when digging into these boxes though, you're gonna wanna avoid the roots as much as just yanking them, because these have really tiny roots, so they will break and you'll just destroy your cutting. So we're just gonna dig in there with our hands, get down as low as we can and pull it up and see what happens. So here we got a little guy and we got a little bit of roots. So just that one little tiny leaf, but we do have roots, so that's success. I'll take success any day. Now I couldn't tell you what they are because as the winter went, I just kept putting in my cuttings from all of the pruning I did last year. So I'll just show you that again. So we're gonna take as many as we can, we'll find that, and then we're gonna get them in pots. So let's just keep digging, see what else we can find down here. Again, get up underneath it. Look at another one. See, this is good. Look at that. They're decent looking little roots, but that should be good. That'll start. Oh, it's got some fuzz on it, so I couldn't tell you what they are. I think that might be a has cap. The first one might have been a has cap. I have probably pear, apple, plum, and a few other things in here. So we're just going to be gentle, take out as many as we can, and then we'll get this thing ready to go again. Oh, we got another one. See, that's the tiny little roots like that. So let's keep going. We're going to dig into the rest of them and find out what we did. All right, so what we got here is just these little ones. They all look like has caps, possibly blueberry. Most likely they're has cap. And I got 9 of them in there with roots. Now some of them are even the tiniest. I'll show you some of the smallest ones I got here. You can see how small this is. It's just tiny, 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 tiny. It's not even as big as my hand. It's probably not even 3 inches. But it's got roots and it's got a small little leaf on there. I have it soaking in water right now just to keep the roots hydrated. And we're gonna get some 1 gallon pots. Some of them where other stuff didn't root, I'll just be recycling that. And then we're gonna get into these walnuts here. These are the black walnuts that I had stratifying all year. So they've probably been in there since January. So you're looking at almost 8 months anyways. So let's go get some pots, get these potted up, and then we're gonna work on this. All right, so I had to grab some of these old pots. Some of them have this triple mix in, which is super dry. It takes a minute for the water to absorb in it, but we're going to grab the first one here, and I just want to show you real quick what I'm going to do to each one. Dig right on in there, open her right up, and you want to get her down in there. So you're going to get her down in there, give her a little twist to get the roots to kind of do where they're going to go, and then we're just going to, just like that. That might have been a little too deep, but we'll do better on the next one. But that's pretty much it. See, I got some greenery right here, and that's it for this one. So pretty simple, easy peasy, and that's all you got to do. So let's get on to the rest of them, and then I'll show you the score. All right, so just like the cuttings, you want to dig in here a little gently because we don't know where the roots are. So kind of grab some. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we break a few, but I'm trying not to do that, right? Oh, see, look at that. We got one right off the bat. There's one right there, nice and split, ready to go. Again, I'm not going to worry about too many of these because my goal wasn't to grow black walnut other than to just see if I could do it. But if you break that taproot, I almost guarantee this thing's going to die. So we got to be careful not to break taproots. There's going to be a lot of them though. again, like a lot of the other things I was telling you, patience is virtue. They say, you know, it's only going to take 3 months in the fridge, 90 days to 120. But I'll tell you right now, I've never had that kind of luck in a lot of the things I do. It takes a lot longer than that. So we're looking at months here. Like these things are in the months. All right, so again, we have all these walnuts, and I don't even know if I have enough pots to grow them. To be honest with you, I just don't know. But we're gonna do it. And these ones, I'm probably not gonna plant these because we have so many walnut trees around here. I will probably be selling these. So get your walnut trees, get your walnut trees. So again, I mean, if they're hard, they're no big deal. I'm not going to leave them. Here's a tip for you. Do not leave your walnuts in your garage. The rats will come in and they'll just make a home and they'll find a place to put them. And yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. So definitely don't mess with that. So there's a really good taproot. So look at that. It's almost ready to push the seed out and make, oh, it's ready to open too. So I'll keep you gentle with that one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig through all these and then I'll show you what I've come up with. There's probably 100 in there, if not more. And that's not including the ones I've already potted that are out by the greenhouse, which would be in another video. You'd have to check my videos out to see that one. So let's get going. All right, so this is what I ended up with after putting it back in the fridge for about another month and a half or so. These are the ones that didn't work right here. So we're going to go toss those into the tree line there. There's a couple of, see, these ones are split open. Is it worth it? It could be. But again, I have so many. There's over 100 here. Guaranteed. There's at least 100, 120 somewhere in there. And I'm going to have plenty. Now I have to get 120 pots and find enough dirt to fill it. So I didn't think this through. But I will go and look. Probably find some dirt. The good news about walnuts is, you know, they'll grow in pretty much anything. So anything that's kind of split open or whatever, you know, whatever it is. Again, I'm just going to go chuck these. But now let's go get the pots and then I'll show you where I'm putting them up at the greenhouse. So we're going to have to plant them, get them in the cat, get them out to the greenhouse or where I'm storing near the greenhouse, and put them with the rest of the plants that I grew. Now maybe next year. Now I could grow more this year and try to make a bit of money on them. I don't know. Next year these things could be worth, you know, $20 a piece in a gallon, maybe 10, whatever. But that's what I'm going to work at. I'm going to try and work at trying to get a different type too as well. So I think people might like the acorns or red oak or something like that. So I'm going to find a red oak, see if I can't get, you know, 100 or 2 acorns, and I'm going to stratify them this year. So we'll have to stay tuned and figure out. I'm going to have to put some thought into this and figure out what I'm going to do for plants for next year, because I'm obviously not going to plant all of these on my food forest. So let's get going. Let's go get the pots. Let's go see if we can find some dirt. All right, so this is about half of what I've got. Again, I just used some of my old compost and a little mix of the triple mix on top. It's the best I could do. So we're going to get these down into the food forest so that they can be taken care of. And we're going to find ourselves a skid to put them on. But that's just half. I don't know if I'm going to get to the other half this weekend, but next weekend I have a 4-day weekend, which is a long weekend. And I'm just going to give it another water. I gave it a good soak last night. I'm going to give it one more soak. And we're going to get down to, and I'll show you where they're going to go. I'm also going to show you right now. I finished off those other has caps. All right, so these are the, I think I got 9 has caps, 8 has caps, it looks like. Pretty sure they're has caps. They could be blueberry, but I'm not sure. But yeah, these are the ones with all the roots on them. They're up in front. And we're just going to leave them up here so that we can take care of them a little bit better for now while they're struggling. We'll see how they do in a little bit, then we'll move them to the back near the greenhouse. Okay, so right down where I keep my big leaf maples, I have all of these lined up on some skids that my nephew had dropped off. And that's where they're going to stay for now. There's a good chance in the future that from one end to the other end, I will line up trees all the way down and have one watering system all the way down. There's the pipe that is in the ground. It comes from my watering tower up here. So as long as it doesn't go above the height of that, we should be able to get some kind of pressure, some kind of feed. But that's for the future, so let's move on. We're gonna go take a look at the potatoes. They seem to, all the plants seem to be kind of dead. So we're gonna check to see how they grew in the garden raised bed, and then we're gonna go check and see how they did in pots. So let's get going. All right, we're out here. Most of these plants are dying off, but in the pots they had basically gone completely. They're completely gone. So we're just gonna give it a little yank there. Let's see if we can pull up a potato. No. So it looks like we're gonna have to dig in here and see what we got. Oh, there we go. And look at that. We got our first potatoes. Our first two potatoes. Red potatoes it is. I like these kind. And then I just wanted to show you, I got a few radishes that were ready, so we picked them. I got a few zucchini as well. Small ones. I might just pick them or let them grow. But hey, we're just gonna keep going around and pull out all these potatoes, and they look really good too. Like, I don't see any wormholes or nothing. So let's get to work, and I'll show you my yield on this one, and then we'll compare it to the ones that are in the pots. All right, this is what I pulled out of this bed here. So it doesn't look like I pulled out as much as I put in. So maybe a little bit, but I did spear a lot of them, so I'll tell my mom to cook them up tonight and save the rest. This is what I got here, and maybe half a bucket there. That's a big one, a big bucket. So yeah, let's go check on the ones that are growing in the pots. I want to see the difference between this stuff, and then what I'll put on the right side will be the stuff in the pots. So let's go. All right, we're at the top of the greenhouse, front of the greenhouse, and our plants are past, so we'll toss them out, but I'm just gonna dump them right into the back of this right here, because it'll be a lot easier just to find out. So let's find out. We'll break this open, get some in there. I don't know what that is. Oh, we got a rotten one here. One rotten one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. These I noticed they're already, well, I don't know, they're about the same size. I guess it's all going to be about yield. A little bit different dirt up here. And I'm not spearing every other one. Look, a couple of them are mushed, so they just kind of went to rot. So I know these ones went a little bit longer than I should have, because the plants died about a week or two before the ones down there did. So the ones down in the raised bed. So just keep getting in there. Fill this back up. You're gonna take even these little ones, eh? I love these little ones. I could eat a whole bunch of little ones. I see some worms in this dirt here. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through each and every one of them and find out how many we got. So it doesn't look like we got much more out of there, but if I grew enough pots, it just seems to be really a lot easier to just dump over the pot and pull the potatoes out than it is to go down there and dig them out, because digging them out just took me forever. But that whole bearing them low to high, I kind of didn't really do much. I could have just overloaded it with potatoes, really. But yeah, let's get on to the last. So we'll check the other two and show you what we got out of them. So there's 3 of these very large containers full, and we'll see how it goes. And this is the dirt's pretty nice too. That's almost look like a pawpaw seed, little stone. Anyways, yep, that's what we're gonna do. So stay tuned. So, out of all 3 of those buckets, this is all I got. I mean, I can see bad shadow right there. Let's see, getting the sun, but it's, you can see it doesn't even cover the bottom. And they're all fairly tiny too. They're all small, like about egg size. So that's what you get when you grow in little containers. But it was easier to pull out and you know, harvest them than it was in the raised bed. The raised bed, actually, some of them grew pretty deep, which I thought was interesting. So I don't know, maybe start them sooner, bigger pots, who knows? I haven't decided, but we'll see what we do next year. It didn't really seem worth it to buy a bag of potatoes to get a bag and a half of potatoes. So we're just going to enjoy them and eat them. And that's the end of the video. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like my videos, and subscribe, share it with your friends. Stay safe, and we'll see you next weekend for the long weekend, where I'm going to have to try and get as much work as I can done. Let's pray for some rain.